Hello, I'm Amara Rasgus with Consulting Specifying Engineer. Today I'm at the 2025 NFPA Conference and Expo, and I've connected with Daniel Wake from Victaulic. Hey Daniel, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, we are at the NFPA Conference and Expo in Las Vegas, where the focus is on all things fire and life safety. We're talking about detection, notification, and suppression here at the show. And we're on the trade show floor, and I'm happy I was able to connect with Daniel to talk about suppression systems. Let me give you some background about Daniel before we launch into anything. Daniel Wake is the Director of Fire Protection Development at Victaulic, based out of Easton, Pennsylvania. He's a certified fire protection specialist and a technical member of several NFPA committees. He's passionate about developing and promoting global fire protection solutions to create a safer world. All right, Daniel, let's start with the absolute basics here.
Sure.
What are the most significant technological trends in fire suppression and detection that you see impacting system design, or maybe a specialized environment like semiconductor fabs or some other medical facility? What's the biggest trend right now?
Yes, I think the big one moving today is technology's changed, and we've had to adapt and grow with the technology. The fire protection and fire suppression's been a business that's been around for 150 or 160 years with very small incremental steps of technology growth. This is an area today where semiconductor, data centers, medical, they're growing faster than fire protection and fire suppression can grow. So us as a manufacturer needs to be able to adapt to that. We need to be able to help support the fire protection engineering community and the contractors to be able to, and the end users for that matter, to give them the right solutions to fit their needs. And that's by far the driving factor behind those.
Okay, so you mentioned medical facilities. There's a lot of high value electronics. They don't allow for any downtime. How do these suppression systems balance things like rapid response, occupant safety, minimizing damage?
Yeah, so suppression is really a key piece of the overall fire protection business that has a different edge to it. It is for very high valued assets, and it's because you don't want to have damage to systems, damage to people who may be stuck in there, and you need quick turnaround for downtime. So for us at Victaulic, we have the hybrid system, being the Vortex as we call it. That was our solution into that space that provided something that had both an inert gas piece to it for the suppression and a water cooling piece with the small amount of water we have, but it's still safe to be able to stand in the space. So in critical areas where a prime example is a mission critical space or a master control room for a power facility, they can't leave during a fire event. They have to stay there. They have to man the controls. They have to make sure that those facilities are still going to be in the right order. So using a technology like the hybrid, it gives the ability to have someone stay safely in the space with the fire suppression system going off around.
Okay. So additionally, talking about facilities that require both fire suppression and maybe preservation of sensitive equipment like MRIs or, like you said, data centers, how do fire protection engineers design systems to deliver effective suppression without damaging all of that sensitive equipment?
It's probably the hardest thing they've got to do today is to work out what the balance of what the owner and their client really wants as far as protection. Some are okay. So some of the new modern data centers aren't too concerned about that level of damage. They're cloud-based, or they're alternative look to what's going on in how they move their data around, and having a piece of a data center go down, having some server racks go down is not the end of the world for them. So in that circumstance, they've more moved towards a water-based suppression for the lower cost and maintenance towards it. But in those high target areas, telecommunications, key target area for suppression, they don't have that redundancy in place, so they need that high value asset application of what suppression provides.
Okay. So talk about advancements that you've made in hybrid or multi-agent suppression systems. How do you determine the optimal combination for environments like these specialty systems, or maybe a unique or historic building?
Yeah, literally had someone here 10 minutes ago from a unique and historical perspective. We have our hybrid system protecting their artifacts. And when we designed that system for them, they believed in the technology, but they needed to see it actually work. So they brought some of those artifacts into our testing facility, discharged the system with those artifacts in there, and waited before and waited after to see if it was capable of absorbing the cloud-based hybrid media that was there. It didn't. It came out, went in the same weight, came out the same weight. They had coffee filters to see if that would pick up the moisture because they're very fine. That came out dry also. So
Wow.
that's our advancements to where we've been looking at trying to provide something that's not only safe for people, effective for suppression, but at the same time clean for the environment. So the environmental piece is becoming a much bigger deal today, especially with the greenhouse side of things, which came in many years ago. And now, of course, any of the PFAS materials that are out there today, using water and nitrogen, it's the two cleanest things that we've got to offer.
Right, right. Awesome. Well, thank you, Daniel. I
Oh, my
appreciate your
pleasure.
time here today.
Thank you.
All right. For more information on fire suppression systems and other fire and life safety topics, please visit Consulting Specifying Engineer at www.cscmag.com. And don't forget to check in regularly to hear more from industry experts. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again next time.